Alright, welcome to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew. And today, we got you a nice little reading. Full moon reading, baby, full moon. So, I want to give another shout out. We got another subscriber, baby. Woo! Yeah. So, we're up to 19 now, so thank you 19 people for being here, letting me talk and making me feel like I'm not talking for nothing. So, let's get started on the yap. Got my nice little timer on in the back. It's funny, because I used to have to do this in the classroom. I was really big on time management in the class, but I'm a really good leader to the point where I was like, you can do this. So I would always have somebody like be my timer for me. And so because I know, same with coaching, the head coach always gotta have a person to like bring them back to earth, you can kind of say. So when I be teaching, I'll be in there, boy, just like when I be reading, I go on and on, 2.5 hours straight. That was the craziest reading. And there's times where I used to like watch people and be like, damn, how the fuck can you talk for 6 hours? When I used to listen to watch a lot of Bobby Hemmett videos, and I forgot her name. I don't know. I forgot her name. She's Gemini Scorpio. Astro something. Alchemy something. I forgot. But anyway, she will go on. She'll do her thing too. And so I think I've seen her with like an 8-hour read, and I'm like, bro, you just worked a full 8-hour shift talking. But obviously I didn't watch just because the number in and of itself was like, oh my God, I can't go back there and check that out. It's too long, whatever. And so, hello, sorry bro, there it is, nice. And so it's funny to me for the simple fact that I'm noticing so many more things about myself for the simple fact that I don't have a person being my timer for me. So I got to be my own everything now. But it makes me appreciative and makes me grateful because there are some people who can yap just like me. I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, it must be the air sign of me, just like I was expressing how I think it's alchemy in me. I can't recall, but she is a Gemini. She has some Scorpio in her somewhere. I forgot. Again, I'm just forgetting everything because I haven't watched in a while. But yeah, I think that's a really good indicator of like the masculine energy, and it's talking, right? But I'm giving, and so that masculine energy is being met in a way that is not the same whatsoever as like an emotion. And so the counter to that would be me actually listening to my motherfucking self-talk, or me listening to one of these people do those long-ass lectures. That is the reception energy. That's the water energy. That's the care. So looking at the dynamic of how that how that masculine energy in the air is received, right, in the same way, but by a water sign in a different way. Again, it's the same amount of time is what I'm saying is received and is given in the same way. It's the same time. One has to give, the other one has to receive, but it's the same time, which puts them at the same position. And then that makes me understand the same thing with the fire signs and then the earths. Again, the fire sign will go off and look good and look flashy and make all the workouts look the best, right? But then over here, you got the earth sign working out too, but they might not look the best, but they do it every fucking day. Unlike the fire sign, they might do it in the periods of the day, or they might do it in certain ways throughout the period. Nope, nope, nope. Earth sign is gonna be there for sure. And these are like if you go hiking and you see the same old little lady working her ass off, just doing it because that's what she do. I'm literally referencing the little old lady who I used to always go to the mountain, and she would be she looking good. She got her little fit on, got always with her hat, matching with her colorful ass shoes. She would do her thing, and I was there on the occasion, but I can guarantee her ass would be there. And guess what? That's that. Again, it's a masculine energy when the fire signs do it. Why? Because they're exploring, they're showing, they're demonstrating. But then the feminine side, they're not showing off. They're just doing it. And if you can notice it, just like if you can notice the person listening, if you can notice those things, then you can step into a different point of view of the same energy. So now, I think I'm yapping about all of these things to tell us this. The reason why is this full moon time. And so yesterday, I hope that you're overcoming the things that you needed to overcome. I didn't. I didn't. I drank yesterday. So I did not overcome. But guess what? It was cool because I didn't work all day like I intended on, like I'm going to do today. And then guess what? I made way more money. Like I made way more money than I was like expecting or needed to. Right? I hit my quota. I've almost doubled my quota that I needed to make. So to me, that's excellent, especially when I didn't work the whole day. So what I'm trying to tell you is I spent time releasing certain things in order to get other things. It's the same amount of time, but when I release the expectation, it's still me working. So I'm learning how to appreciate the energies within me, but instead of just saying energies, like I've been screaming all week, we gotta identify the energy, we gotta identify the interactions with the energy, and then lastly, we must identify the value of those interactions. That's what we're doing this week. That's why we're going deep. This is why it's all been about polarizing. It's been about taking the masculine energy and putting it in the feminine, taking the feminine energy and put it in the masculine. You have to see how these dynamics are moving and changing. So I think that's the overall message that we have. And because this is, for me, the last day of the full moon before we move forward, let's see what we got to go. Let's see what we got to get going. So I did mention that I had drunk yesterday, and I realized that when I drink White Claws now instead of the Truly or anything else like liquor or anything. Why? Because of the simple fact that it's made with water. So I would extend that. I had a Virgo friend who this man used to fucking drink up all the tequila sodas. The tequila tonic sodas. He would drink them all. Here's our first cards. He would drink them all the fuck up. And so, here you go. Sorry. He's drinking all the time. Anyways, it's just funny because his premise was the water. He's consuming water as he's dehydrating. So it was way more balanced. And this is where we're at. So here's our first card. Our overall message is, at the bottom of the deck, we got debauch, which is great. Again, I like this card because unlike the typical 7 of cups, what we have here is we're seeing how the cups are contaminated. Opposed to the 7 of cups in the original deck for me is just simply the cups being new, and they have to manage all of those things we may or may not be aware of. So in this case, all the cups are definitely contaminated. We wouldn't want to drink from any of these, right? That is a big energy. It's a big energy because of the simple fact that we know and we can see, which is 2 different things. To know something and to see something are 2 different things. So the fact that we can take in both of those and we can comprehend it in a logical manner is to show us we should be able to do that same tactic in multiple ways in multiple places. Places, areas, and spaces are very important for us because this is how we establish who we are. And as we establish who we are, we can understand that we can change who we are and who we are being per each environment. So, the fact that we have these cards coming out here, it justifies what I'm saying in regards to us being able to blend our energies and exchange the energies as individuals. So we got transformation, completion with the lovers. Again, for me, this is a really good example and depiction of everything that I've been saying about walking in other people's shoes. Take a look at this lovers card. Look at the inner child. The inner children are literally giving. They're exchanging. Do you see that? One has a cup, the other one has a sword. But then the adult versions of them are having their hands on the cup and the sword. But then they're both giving something. The little boy who's white is exchanging with the adult who is white. The little white or little black boy and the white lady is exchanging with the black man. Do you see the double exchange? This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. But look at the temperance angel on top. Again, and then you got the masculine feminine energy at the top. Okay? And then you have the red lion and the white ego. And then in the temperance card, they flip-flop. All of these things in the lovers card, again, which is a Gemini card as well, air card, these cards here is showing you all the exchanges. Now, we understand these exchanges. We just don't know where they're happening. And so for us in this next week, we have now went through the school of knowing that exchange needs to occur. Change or exchange, extra change needs to occur. These are remainders. These are bonuses. These are extra things, pluses, things that have reamendments. Okay? Everything has a leftover. Everything. But that leftover is due to change. And that extra change or exchange is what is known as this death card. The extra thing is bringing the changes. Maybe it's a circumstance. Maybe it's a idea. Maybe it's an intuitive spark. Maybe it's a heavenly sign. Whatever it is that's extra to your environment, you can trade with that opposed to just being dominated and dictated by it. Why? Because you know now how to exchange at multiple levels. The layers of you changing and going by is the case. So here we can clearly see it, but in your real world, you can't. So when you're looking at things to be complete, you have to take on this Aries energy. Let me tell you about Aries are extremely fearful. Extremely fearful. Even though they seem completely unfazed and they try hard and they do new things and they're bold, all of those things, but they're fearful. They are scared as hell because they are the youngest of them all. So it's not the same fears as most of us as adults being aware of certain things that are dangerous. They're afraid because they just don't know everything and they're aware of that. So when you are living in this world and you're trying to complete the world or the situation or the scenario, what you need to do is take a dipole moment. Take a dipole moment. Again, this side here is the Libra side or the balanced side. Here is the Aries side or the single side. Individual togetherness. But it happens in an exchange over here, and over here. So these four down here are houses 1 through 6, right? They have to be balanced with houses 7 through 12, right? The bottom has to match the top. I don't care if we switch it. The bottom over here still has to match the top over here. So when you understand that in order for me to grow and change in this new era post full moon, you have to say, damn, I really want to go ahead and drink. Instantly tell yourself, damn, I really don't want to drink. Just give yourself the opposite. And then you can open up the door to a new conversation, a real authentic conversation, because of the simple fact that there's two of you. There's always an exchange. This is you. You are you, but twice. You got your inner child, and then who you're projecting, and then you got the opposite of your projection, aka your mirror, and its mirror child. And then the way you connect is through a cross multiplication. This is the point of me saying that these things are fractional. If you have a top, you can have a bottom. Your denominator, your numerator. Excuse me. Once you have both, you are able to see how these things can interact. And if you can interact on a cross plane, you can interact on a adult plane, or on the the numerator side. And then you can do the same thing, multiply across is what we'll say, on the denominator side. And then you have to take into account that both of those things can be summed up as its own individual. And then both of these things can be summed up again as its own individual. So as we're looking throughout these cards and we're seeing this overall energy for today, what we're understanding is that we are at a point where we are identifying energies. We know how to look at the exchanges between those energies, and then we know the value we're placing. So if you don't know that lesson, that's okay. Keep working on it. But this is what we've been working on all week, and I think this is excellent. I think you've reached the place where you guys need to be. Okay, let me get clarifiers, and then we're going to get our final message. Tell me more about the Death card. Don't want one for the Death card. All right, give me completion first then. Tell me about completion. Tell me about the Lovers then. Don't want to say nothing. Nothing. Well, give me the final message before we get to the final message. And it came out instantly. All right. Okay, so happiness is at the bottom of this message. This happiness is the Nine of Cups, which is what people call the Ten of Cups. But as you see, it's cross multiplications all over the place. Everything is balanced. Everything is harmony. Everything is in order. There is no place to not be happy. What is our card? The Queen of Cups. So this is Isis energy. This here is the ability to nurture any situation, to nurture any exchange, to nurture any selfishness. Again, because the Queen of Cups doesn't want to give. She want to help you nurture what you got. She wants to play the role of the mirror. So this is telling me that you now have the tools to mirror yourself, which is allowing you to create the happiness in your world. I love that for you because, again, in the full moon in Capricorn, the moon sign in and of itself is feminine. It's Cancer energy. But Capricorn, or the space of the exchange, it is happening in the masculine energy, the exact opposite. So what this tells me is we have completed this journey. We should have, I hope you have, completed the journey of understanding how to be balanced within your own soul. That is your inspiration. That right there is what you use as your spark. That right there is the point of you even living, because it allows you to keep living. So, what's our final message? What's our final message? All right, final message, please. All right, so our final message says parental care, motivation, healing from the past. So to me, you are transmuting that childhood energy. Whatever you were like, or whoever that child was cultivated to be, again, you are now these two. You're now the parents, and you can nurture this one, and you can nurture this one. And I'm saying you, but I'm pointing to two because that is us as adults exchanging at the same plane. So all of us adults, whether we're men, whether we're women, or whatever you call yourself, again, the masculine energy, the feminine energy, we can now go and help the baby inside, the feminine side, and we can go and help the baby inside, the masculine. Notice, I'm using the term baby because that is similar to the word adult. These are synonymous terms no matter what you can identify yourself as. You're not a child if you're an adult. You're not an adult if you're a child. That is it. I don't care if you call yourself more masculine, more feminine. There's so many layers of expression. You're not it. You're just expressing it in a certain way, which is why I take on the notion of the emperor and the empress being compounds of both males and females, the kings and the queens. Then all of those energies blend together to express. Just like we can say all of your knowledge can come together and make you a good teacher, a good speaker, a good coach. All of those things come together, but it doesn't mean that you don't suck at certain things. Like again, with me and time management, my timer already went off and I'm still talking. But the idea is when you're looking at this now, your final message says you are now the parent. Whether you're taking care of your parents, whatever, you are now the parent to your own selves on both sides. So be both. Be your mom and your dad, be your dad and your mom. You got to say it all four ways. Your mom and your dad and your dad and your mom. You got to do both. But again, that should create motivation for you to continue to create new healing modalities for yourself, new areas of value that you have identified that will help this child versus that child. The child who wants to color all day and the child who wants to go play sports all day. The child who wants to sit in the house and clean, and then the child who never want to be in the house, they want to go and play sports or something. The idea is that you can see both sides of you. Yes, I want to drink. The no, I don't want to drink. And that should give you motivation to change how you approach it. Because again, just like when I mentioned with my old friend used to go, and when he was a super healthy dude, he was health. That's why like we were so cool because we had really good ideas, but about health, ideals about health, but he was the leader in that role. And I don't know if he saw himself as that, but he was absolutely the leader in that situation. Versus with me, I'm always been the leader with the environment, the energies. I've always been that. Then I had another friend, my Snoop Dogg friend, right? He was the leader of the creativity. He would rap, he would do fashion, he would produce beats. Like he could do it all. But again, I don't think they seen themselves as that. So just like them, I want you to go back and heal from the things that make you not feel as if you are that bomb, because you are. Whether you say, yes, I'm a drink or no, I'm a drink, you're the bomb either way, because both of those parts of you are needed. But guess what? You can't get rid of them. So in order to not keep going too far over time, I'll come back with you at another time with this. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick reading. And you know what? With that being said, I love you all. Peace.